And this is my Sinatra portfolio project, which I decided to go ahead and make a physical fitness former, which is basically going to be a application that allows you to track fitness and define exercise and kind of just put how much weight you want to put in there. So I've got a blog about it right here. And basically what I've done here is I've started with Cornell, which is a gym that does the basic structure for you so that the easy stuff gets out of the way and you can just uh, begin working on the actual inner guts. So this is kind of like the skeleton, the frame of it. And I simply used the Cornell new and then I put fitness in there. And what that does is it creates the entire skeleton basis for the web app there. Okay, and then I wired everything together using the require all gem, and I ran into a really weird error with Bcrypt, where basically Bcrypt wasn't hashing the password because it didn't like for me to use the find or create by method down here uh, to create the user. So I had to just use user.create. But until then, I searched through Stack Overflow and several other places, and I had trouble. It's only through experimentation that I found out that I had to actually use a different method than find or create by, which I was trying to use to prevent from creating duplicates, basically. But I ended up using uniqueness of the user email, which email is technically is my user because I just wanted to have one email and the uniqueness would be true. So that prevents duplicates there. Okay, and as you can see, actually let's go here to GitHub. As you can see here, I started off with kind of chunky code there in my original controllers, and I decided to abstract them away at the very end of the project because I just didn't like the way it looked. And I really liked the message that Flatiron School was getting across with use of dynamic code and abstracting things away. And so I decided to take a lot of this stuff away, rather, and replace it with just methods like this one, my update method, where I've created a helper method that updates, sets the user ID of the object, and verifies the object, which basically what it's doing there with this method that I created is it's checking to see if the object that's being updated actually belongs to the current user. And then here, update is just a method within Active Record, obviously, which updates it whenever you're editing it, and you can put the params in there. And again, set user ID sets the object to the current user's ID, and then we redirect, and this takes the class name of the object, uh, converts it to a string, downcases it, and we've interpolated it into the pathway here that it will redirect to. And basically, same thing with this one. And then I was able to simplify, for example, my edit here, which applies directly to this update method, uh, to just 2 lines of code, which was kind of nice. I felt really good about that. And so now, uh, why is it taking so long? Oh, I know why. There it goes. Now, for example, I can log into here and I'll just, as a matter of fact, and we can log in here. And I've got this whole list of exercise as well as the log out buttons for depending on which muscle group you wanted to work on. Let's just say, I don't know. Well, let's look at each one at a time. We go to abs. I've got sit-ups there. I can look at sit-ups here as an individual exercise, and it pulls up the description, how much weight it is, how many repetitions you usually do, um, and then you have an option to go back to the main menu. And here, if I want to create a new one, I can just select that one and create a brand new one. And obviously, I've created one of these before, but let's see here. Oh, leg lifts. Leg lifts is an abdominal exercise. Now, note some of these are already in the autofill section because I completed these before and then I deleted them to test out the delete function to make sure that it was working correctly. So, leg lifts is what would lay on your back. Put your hands underneath your buttocks and lift your legs. Yeah. And I'll just put 30 just for whatever. And the weight obviously is yourself because unless you want to strap dumbbells to your feet. And bam. Now it's in the full list of abdominal exercises, and I can go back to the main menu here, and I can go to I don't know, shoulders, and there's the military press, and you got weighted bar over your head, and we can create a new one here, and I don't know, corkscrews, and so we'll take a dumbbell in each hand, start them out at a curl position, and then twist them, straightening the arms straight up to the ceiling or sky. Repetitions, just keep everything at start 30. Here you might do, I don't know, 30 pounds each dumbbell, something, which would be a total of 60 pounds, I suppose. But you're kind of exercising individual shoulders. You can do them both at the same time or one at a time, however you like. And that's pretty much the gist of my Sinatra portfolio project. It just keeps track of individual exercises and progress of individual exercises by different users. Different users can't view other people's exercises, so on and so forth. Um, there's a lot of things I would like to do with this in the future, but I'm not going to at this time because I need to focus on finishing school because I am notorious for in the past spending too much time on one spot that I could have saved myself a lot of time by learning future things in the course, and I've set myself back quite a bit by doing that. So this one, rather than overdo it, I decided to just complete the bare minimum of it just to keep going. And then in the future, I probably will add some more stuff to it and do some CSS and maybe even and probably add it to my personal website here. You know, maybe I'll have a physical fitness section up there at the top where I have home and blog and code, and music and contact and all that stuff. Maybe I'll just have a physical fitness set there, and you know, I maybe have something cool like I have with my code section. I could put a chart, a graph, plotting my uh, progress in physical fitness as like maybe a graph or something would be pretty cool, kind of like I did with here, except be a graph instead of progress meters or something. Alrighty, and well, thank you for taking the time out to have a look at my video here. Um, it was a lot of fun actually doing this thing. Um, I would have gotten this done a lot sooner if I wasn't in the process of moving to Texas, but you know how life is. Anyway, thank you for checking this out, and if you have any questions, shoot them down there in the comments or send me a direct message, or you can contact me at my website, mentorstrophy.com, or however you like.